Hey, this week we wanted to talk about beauty. Wanted to talk about beauty of the deceased that we take care of. First of all, though, I have to point out I got this shirt, Savage, and one of my viewers told me in one of my video comments that I was savage in a good way. Not a savage, but more as an adjective. So I thought I had to have this t-shirt when I saw it at the store. So when we come to beauty of the deceased, it's definitely not an eye of the beholder, but it is about who that person was and what they look like. I thought about this more this week in a couple different instances, so I wanted to try to touch on those for you. Sorry for the long train of thought there. So my daughters, I realized the other day that they hardly ever look in a mirror. Have you ever noticed, like, little kids, they do like when they get to look in a mirror, but they don't really look in a mirror often. You know, they get up, they throw on clothes that don't match, they do crazy things to their hair, they say, "Mom, don't I look beautiful?" And of course they do, and off they go. They don't have to check themselves, they don't have to touch up their hair, they don't worry about fly strayaways. Their hair could be a crazy rat nest just out of bed. They don't care. And they look beautiful. They feel beautiful. And so, you know, when we are looking at deceased and we're taking care of them and we're getting them ready for viewing, it isn't about what we think is beautiful and what we need to look in a mirror to figure out as beautiful or what society deems as beautiful. It is, how did that person look and how did they feel beautiful? And so I have been to, I went to a visitation once for a woman. She was 100 years old. She was a good friend of ours, and I walked in. She didn't have a single wrinkle on her face, either through tissue filler or through too much pressure in the embalming process. They had blown out her face, and she didn't have literally a single wrinkle on her 100-year-old face. It was so sad. It didn't look anything like her. It didn't look like her even at all because of that factor. And a lot of times funeral directors will try and erase a few years or restore some health. That can go a long way too quickly. You can take the edge off emaciation by filling in the temples or around the brows or some sunken cheeks. If someone's lost a lot of weight in that last month, you can fill those things out a little bit. Some people go too far and they add too much weight, too much back onto the person where they haven't looked like that in so long it does not look like them. So it's having the restraint, having the vision to put somebody to a place that's not where you think they should be as the funeral director. And I am sure I can get 100 comments on this video from people that have gone to visitations where the person didn't look like themselves because they had too big of cheeks or, you know, too much weight on them or, you know, different variations of what was wrong with how the person looked. Because a little goes a long way. Also, this can go with makeup. You know, I think of that scene from the movie My Girl where the girl has gone in and she's doing the lady's makeup and Dan Aykroyd comes in and says, "Didn't you have a picture?" And she says, "Well, yes, but I thought blue would bring out, you know, her eyes and the lips were red and blah, blah." And she said, she looked like a schoolmarm the other way or a librarian. And he said, "Well, she was, you know, she was the preacher's wife," and he whips out the picture and looks nothing like her, but she thought she looked beautiful that way, so that's what she was trying to do. So it's not in our eyes what is beautiful, it was how that person lived and how they felt beautiful and how they looked in their life. So, you know, for funeral directors, we have to have restraint, and we have to not try and make everybody beautiful to a point that we think they are. In families, if you go in and your loved one doesn't look quite right, say something. It can be corrected. Makeup can be redone. Sometimes, the mouth can be reset or eyes can be reset. Things can be changed sometimes if possible. And there's still time when you're in during that family time. It may only take 5-10 minutes of us doing a little adjustment to get them to look more like your loved one. I cared for a family friend this week, and I knew exactly how their mouth was. I knew exactly how, their features should be set. If I had not known this woman, I would have done different things with her mouth. I would have tried to make her mouth more what I thought her mouth would look like rather than exactly how her mouth was. So it was one of those moments to me. I was like, oh, I'm doing exactly what I need to be talking about doing this week. So those are my bits of advice. Restrain if you're a funeral director, and don't go by what your version of beautiful is. Go by what the person did look like. Ask for a picture. And families, bring pictures, bring recent pictures, bring a picture within the last year of what the person looked like. If they did die from cancer and it was seriously debilitating diseases and things, and they had lost all their hair and they had lost 100 pounds, try and bring a picture that was maybe a month before they died. So where they looked a little bit healthier, but still when they had been in that transition phase. Because a funeral director, if they try to restore them back to, before the 2-year battle that they had with cancer, they're not going to look quite right, because you can't restore that completely in a person. So we need to, kind of land in that middle ground when we're doing this restoration and this cosmetics and getting somebody ready. So that's my 2 cents. Those are my bits of advice. Those are my thoughts. I'm sure you will share your thoughts and your experiences with me, and I look forward to reading them and chatting with you about them. Make sure you subscribe if you don't already so that you don't miss any upcoming videos, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.